My dear friends, this is giving me such great pleasure to read the book that I've written to you. I hope that you'll enjoy this. Perhaps you'll sit somewhere comfortable with a cup of tea, or maybe you'll listen to it in bed at night. But I'm going to break it up into episodes, and I do hope you enjoy it. It's called Life After Depression, My Daily Tug of War with Depression, written by myself. I dedicate this book to all those poor souls out there suffering daily from depression. We use the term suffering from depression so lightly sometimes, but only those who have really suffered with this affliction know what a lonely and misunderstood condition it is. The suffering is so very cruel. I would never be so brazen as to compare depression to cancer or another terminal illness that I have not experienced myself, but I know that there were many instances in my time of depression when I wished and prayed that I could swap my condition for something terminal, something people would understand, and maybe even more importantly, something that would end one day. Even death would be far more preferable to this daily, ongoing suffering. Even a terminal illness, as painful and traumatic as it is understood by Mr. and Mrs. Public. We have all had contact with a friend or a family member who's been struck down with a dreadful disease. We phone them daily to check on their progress. We send them flowers and cards. We visit them, or we sit at their bedside quietly when they're too sick to make conversation. We try to imagine the pain that the patient is going through, secretly thanking God that it's not us. Depression, on the other hand, is often perceived as an overreaction to a life situation. I dedicate this to all those people who cannot afford medication and counseling. May you find peace from your troubled minds. I dedicate this to those who could not see the light at the end of their long, dark tunnel and ended their lives prematurely, leaving behind them grieving and confused family and friends. I dedicate this to those friends and family who are doing their best to understand the condition, even though they have never experienced it themselves. It must be so difficult for them. How could they possibly know the feeling of such hopelessness? And lastly, but by no means least importantly, I dedicate this to my own family, friends, and work colleagues who lived with me throughout those difficult years, giving me love and support when I needed it most, understanding when nobody else did. My children were mostly too young to understand what was going on at the time, but I dedicate this to them as well. Thank you for accepting Mommy the way she was. Thank you all. This book is a journal of my life and my daily tug of war with depression, my fight to get my life back from the black monster. It is my story about overcoming depression. I'm excited about sharing this with you, and I trust that you will find some comfort from reading about my experience. Writing this is bringing back some memories that I would rather have left safely tucked away. But in order to do so, it is necessary for me to open that closed drawer that I kept tightly closed. and unpack it, examine it, analyze it, and try to make some sense of it. I don't have the formal qualifications to advise on treatment of depression and will not be attempting to do so, but I think you will agree that serving a lifelong apprenticeship in depression myself must count for something. It's a pity there are no diplomas or certificates awarded for this. I'm sure I'd be student of the decade. I sincerely hope that with my life experience, I am able, in the writing of this book, to help you feel less alone if you're reading this, or perhaps just a little better understood. Chapter 1. It's 2 a.m. and I lie staring into the darkness yet again. Why does it always feel like I'm the only person awake in the whole world? I'm sure there are other people who are suffering from insomnia. I'm sure they don't feel that the world is coming to an end for them. I'm sure they don't feel personally targeted by insomnia like I do, like it has picked me out personally to terrorize and torture me with wakefulness. Maybe I should just get up, make a cup of tea, turn on the TV, and read a book. It's not good to lie here in the dark. Everything seems so much scarier when I'm alone in the dark. These lonely hours of the morning are my worst. But I'm going to be so tired again tomorrow morning, and if I don't get back to sleep, I will never be able to get up for work. I have to go to work tomorrow morning. Please, please, please help me to get back to sleep, I beg. Is there no one listening to me? Why can't I sleep at night when everyone else is asleep? One would think I'd collapse into a deep coma when I get into bed after feeling so exhausted at work all day. What a vicious cycle, tired all day and awake all night. I'll try visualizing for a while. Everyone keeps talking about this new powerful force that allows one to achieve absolutely anything one desires. Visualization seems to be the new buzzword. If you believe it, you can make it real. All the books are saying, I'll imagine myself on a beach with waves lapping in. I'll be calm and at peace with my world. I'm sure that'll make me calm. The beach and the sea always makes me calm. It'll allow me to drop off to sleep. I'm sure it will. Okay, breathe deeply now, I tell myself. Count those breaths and listen to each breath. Feeling calmer and calmer, sleepier and sleepier, while the soft sand massages the soles of my feet. 1 hour later, here I lie, eyes still as wide as dinner plates, staring into the darkness. By now, all my thoughts of the beach and the waves have long gone. My mind has once again drifted back to my own fears and misery. I'm thinking, I'm wishing, I'm praying my circumstances were different. I was so sure that once I had removed certain reasons for unhappiness from my life, that I would feel better. How had I fooled myself so badly? This has been such a lesson to me, that everything in one's life can be absolutely perfect. But if the black monster comes visiting, happiness pales into insignificance. I always thought that my marriage had caused me most of my unhappiness. And yes, I suppose it did add to my feelings of being unhappy, of being trapped and alone. But it's taken me so many years and such a long journey to realize that if you're happy within yourself and your brain is functioning properly, on all cylinders, nothing can make you depressed. Depression is a feeling that is a very difficult feeling to describe to someone who hasn't experienced it. It's not only feeling sad, even though the sadness of depression is with you day and night. It doesn't stem only from being unhappy in a situation, even though the emotion of unhappiness is never ending. Sadness and unhappiness go away when one's life situation changes for the better. Depression does not. Well-meaning friends and family do everything in their power to make you happy when you're depressed, suggesting beach walks, movies, dinners, all the activities that they find enjoyable. What no one realizes is nothing is going to make you happy. Yes, you will smile and maybe even laugh. You have a need to thank the person caring for you by responding accordingly, so at least they feel that they have done their bit, but inside nothing has changed. Why am I writing this down? Selfishly, I suppose, to find out if there's some deeper meaning for my existence than what I can see now. And secondly, and probably a nobler reason, to comfort others who suffer with this condition. This life of mine can't just be the mistake it feels like right now. Maybe if I write it down, it'll make some sense. So here goes. Thank you for listening, and I hope you'll be back next time for the second episode.